Welcome back to Critics Not Cynics, the podcast that tries to prove that you can be a critic without being a cynic. And yes, we have been gone for a very, very long time. Um, if anyone remembers from last April, I had a new job, and so things kind of were a little hectic, and it took me a little while longer than I wanted to get settled back in. So, many apologies to listeners and viewers on our YouTube and everything for taking such a long break. We're trying to ease back into things, so doing things a little bit more less frequently than what we were doing. Um, Primarily right now, it's just me, and so I figured some way we were going to do that was just by doing a couple of casual game streams of Let's Plays, and Pat will eventually join back on because we want to finish up doing the Dark Pictures anthology games. Um, since he still has to experience House of Ashes, The Devil in Me, and The Quarry, which is not a part of the Dark Pictures anthology, but is the same developers. But that's for when we can get that all uh, restructured and reorganized. And plus, we're trying to, look at getting stuff that can help improve things. I know audio is probably not going to be as great as it used to be, or it might be better. I don't know. It's been a while since I've messed with settings, and OBS has updated several times, so it's going to be some growing pains. So please bear with us, and just show us whatever support you can by liking or subscribing to the podcast on Podbean or Spotify or Apple or any of those places where you get your podcast, or just follow us on YouTube, like and subscribe. We also have Facebook, but we're not really that active, and Twitter we're easing slowly back into as well. Um, but yeah, so here we have a game. It is Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous. I have always wanted to play Dungeons and Dragons or Pathfinder or any type of tabletop RPG, but never really had a chance or opportunity to get into it. I've been wanting to really get into these Pathfinder games. I tried to do the Kingmaker one on console and on PC, and I had a hard time getting into it. The rules are very complicated, and a lot of it's just me not having the patience or anything to really dive into it. But Wrath of the Righteous looks really good. I've played a little bit of it, again, also on console and on PC. We're going to start with a new character. And yes, I'm going to be doing this probably on the easiest mode possible, only because it would be no fun for you guys to just watch me constantly die because I don't understand mechanics or the rule sets. So please bear with me on that. Some future game streams I know I'd also like to do would be I got the early access for Baldur's Gate 3. I would like to kind of complete Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 before I really get into that, but those being as old as they are and a little bit more complicated, that may not happen. I have played a little bit of Baldur's Gate 3 last night, and I really enjoyed it. So I'm also a fan of the studio, Larian Studios, who made those games, also made the Divinity Original Sin games I really like, but I also really suck at and have been nowhere close to completing. So maybe by doing some of these Let's Plays, I will hold myself more to the fire. I was not originally intending to do this game. I was going to be doing another one that was more JRPG, since I really love JRPGs, but the keyboard interface was terrible. Um, I just figured, well, for an ease back stream, don't even know how long this will be. We'll just do Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous, and see how things go. So let's go ahead and dive into it. So, of course, we're going to start with the main story. So, join the struggle against the world wound, the epic war between Galarian and the Abyss that has raged for more than 100 years. Up to now, the Crusader armies have barely managed to curb the overwhelming enemy forces. But not for much longer. The Demon Lords are preparing to strike a decisive blow. You will have to harness mythic powers, take command of the Fifth Crusade, and lead it against the demonic hordes. So, yeah, we're going to go with story difficulty on this because I suck really bad at these games. And I would love to be able to get into some of these more difficult settings, but until I'm more comfortable, more experienced with these games, that's not going to happen. Come on now. There we go. Alright, so we do have some pre-generated characters. Trying to think. I know in the past I have done my own character. So we're going to actually go ahead and do a custom character. I think that it may end up coming up and bite me in the butt later, but who knows? We'll see. The one type of character I like to play orcs or half orcs, but it looks like really the half orcs or orcs are female. Oh, that's right. We got Kingmaker. There we go. Forgot we had Kingmaker profiles. Oh, well, this is one way to check if this is female, male, or not. I mean, I can tell that this is a female. So I think we're gonna go with this one. Looks sturdy and strong. And I would say if I was playing Diablo, I would be going with a Necromancer build. But seeing as that is not the case, I know I have played Paladins, but since we are going with an orc, I think we're going to go with a Barbarian. Alright, so what's Armored Hulk? Their alignment's chaotic neutral. Some barbarians disdain the hides and leather used as armor by most of their kin. Instead, the master heaviest of armors, even those created by more civilized people to gain greater protection and stability in battle. So they have athletics, mobility, lore nature, perception, persuasion, dominable stance. An armored Hulk gains a +1 bonus on combat maneuver checks into CMD and a reflex saves. Not sure. That's for level 1. So what's Beast Skin Berserker? Doesn't change the... Oh, is Barbarian always going to... Oh, I guess Chaotic Neutral is fine, because that just means... you go however you feel. So for Beastkin Berserker, I thought that said Beast Skin before, while some barbarians take on bestial aspects in their rages, the Beastkin Berserker descends so deeply into primal fury that she actually transforms into an animal. Berserkers of the surface world often associate with predators such as bears or wolves and are sometimes mistaken for lycanthropes. Some barbarians shape change into rampaging dinosaurs or megafauna, crafting their armor out of the hide and bones of their favored. Okay, so instinctual warriors. Some people consider barbarians savages driven by rage and animal instincts. Instinctual warriors represent the opposite picture. They are concentrated fighters who are adept at controlling their rage, and they can fight blind, relying on an only sixth sense. I think that's what I'm going to go with. It sounds more in line with what I would want to play as a barbarian. Since we don't have a full orc, we are going half orc. So we got +2 to one ability score at creation. The character gets a +2 bonus to an ability of their choice. Half orcs get the worst of both worlds. Still, while not exactly accepted, half orcs in civilized societies tend to be valued for their martial prowess. They are usually forced to grow up hard and fast, constantly fighting for protection, or to make names for themselves. Feared, distrusted, and spat upon, half-orcs still consistently manage to surprise their detractors with great deeds and unexpected wisdom, though sometimes it's easier just to crack a few skulls. Both genders of half-orcs stand between 6 and 7 feet tall with powerful builds and greenish or grayish skin. Their canines often grow long enough to protrude from their mouths, and and these tusks combined with heavy brows and slightly pointed ears give them their notorious bestial appearance. While half-orcs may be impressive, few ever describe them as beautiful. Well, that's what we're going for. So, and we are doing a male half-orc. Okay, so this is where I get confused with how this works. So, this is our racial heritage. Oh, okay, so we choose which one of these I think we want. So your basic is your usual exemplar of your race. Human-raised half-orcs lose ferocity and orc weapon familiarity, but gains 1 additional skill point per level. Tribal half-orcs loses orc ferocity and keen senses, but gain a +1 luck bonus on all saving throws due to sacred tattoos, and a +2 racial bonus on lore nature checks. Well, I think I'm going to go with human-raised. I like the idea of getting 1 additional skill point per. So background selection. So where are we from? Or what are we? I think. Okay, so this is kind of going to give us our, almost like our subclass in a sense. But we're not going noble. We could go craftsman. I'm torn between craftsman and warrior. We're gonna go warrior. Now bounty hunter. Okay, so we get armor proficiency, light armor, weapon proficiency, club, weapon proficiency, light mace, heavy mace, gladiator. It's trident, short sword, light armor, and buckler, mercenary. I'm not a spear or long spear guy. Okay, so... Okay. Well, I like being able to persuade people. Makes it easier, I find, in a lot of these things, to be able to persuade rather than fight a way out. So, well, I mean, we'll still be technically fighting a way out, I guess. Alright, so this is where you guys will see how bad I am at making classes. Alright, so I'm going to do a point in charisma because, again, like I said, I like persuasion. We're going to do some to con. Because it's harder to die when you have a higher constitution. So we're going to go till that's a +2. I want to definitely do dex. Because that's going to be helpful. We're going to get our strength to a +2. I don't tend to do intelligence because I don't play magic-based characters, but we'll get that to a +1. Same with wisdom. Let's go ahead and get charisma up to a +2. We'll get con back up. We'll do another point to dex. Alright, so yeah, I think that's going to be good. Oh, shoot, did that just reset everything? Okay, no, it didn't. It didn't reset it here either. Alright, so we're going with the racial bonus of strength. Alright, so we're going to do a point to athletic, a point to mobility. We're going to go to perception, religion, and world. No, we're going to go 1 to Arcana. Alright. This is where I suck so much. You with a light weapon, Elven Curblades. Your strength multiplier, weapon focus, allied's armor focus. Combat reflexes. We're gonna do combat reflexes. Alright, so now our deity. So we are currently neutral. Abadar is neutral. Abdar is the god of cities, laws, merchants, and wealth. Also called the god of walls and ditches in the Eastern Dragon Empires. It's known to be a patient deity, maintaining a strong natural stance in his actions. He sets forth to expand civilization and order among the peoples of Golarion. Asmodeus is king of hell, so that's, yeah, we're not going with that. We're not going to do atheism. I'm more looking right now at the weapon to see. Okay, great sword could work. Gorum, also known as our Lord in Iron, is a god of battle above all other pursuits. It said, okay, so that fits more with the character we're building, anyways, because we're going with a gladiator, going with an orc, we're going with a strength build. Again, I think we're gonna go chaotic neutral. So evil characters debase or destroy it, while other for profit. Chaotic characters follow their conscience. Yeah, so conscience is really what I use when I play any type of RPG and when I deal with my NPCs. Alright, so now we're getting to our body. Well, we don't want to go with a skinny orc. I think 2 is a little bit what we want. I think the first face is good. I always like doing a scar, typically across the eye, so that works. We're gonna go with my eye color. Hairstyle. Okay, I kind of like 3. 4 is not bad either. So... it almost looks like a samurai. I think we'll go with 3 though. And yes, I typically do a beard because I myself have one. It's not a perfect beard, but I do have one. I kind of like 3. And I guess this is our hair color. That's more with my hair. War paint. These are always a mixed bag, in my opinion. Especially, I would prefer more of a body war paint, but I think that's doing face and tattoo is going to be more body. Oh, there we go. We got him from Braveheart now. That's kind of cool, except I don't like it covering my character's entire face for a playthrough. So let's see what tattoos we got. Where are my tattoos going? I don't see any tattoos, so I think our clothes colors are going to be fine. Too concerned about adjusting it.
This.
Okay.
Forwards! No, backwards. Backwards!
Not really feeling that.
Adventures await.
I feel faint.
That doesn't seem to match with reserved. It sounds like coward.
My wounds pile on.
Calm down. Not dead yet.
Okay, I'm close to pragmatic.
March. All I do is march.
Beautiful.
I will guide.
I didn't even break a sweat.
All this waiting bores me.
Okay, we're going with aggressive. And for those who are Warhammer fans will know what this name comes from. I always used to struggle with character names for the longest time until I started reading the Horus Heresy, and I really glommed onto the character Garviel. And so, yeah, that's why I pick Garvey from pretty much everything. Alright.
Let's hear you cry.
So this is kind of all of our things together. 15 hit points. Alright, so we got 12 armor class, 10 flat-footed, 12 touch, plus 4 fortitude, plus 2 reflex, plus 1 will, speeds plus 40. Alright, well, we will see how this does for us in this playthrough. And here we begin the game. I'll shut up through some of this, and then I'll read when there's no actual character dialogue, or when my character is responding. The one major issue I have with CRPGs is I don't mind the overhead look, but there is something that's lost when that's the only camera view you have. Same with ARPGs like Diablo. Looks like they're fixing that with Diablo 4 a little bit, and they're fixing it with Baldur's Gate 3, where like cutscenes, like something like this, is going to give you more of that ground view level that you expect from most of your video games. Make way, coming through. Fetch a healer, quick. Well, I love it that they just dropped me on the ground. I'm
Hey,
wounded.
somebody! We got a wounded fighter. Can we get a healer over here?
My, would you look at this? But why would you drag a wounded fighter into the middle of the festival square? Couldn't he be carted off somewhere else, like, oh, I don't know, an infirmary? Or an accommodating ditch?
I'll remember that. This is the first time since I played through, and I played it through a longer time, that I realized that this character is actually here at the beginning, because later on, a little minor spoiler for later playthrough, you have to save him. And he just recommended I get thrown in a ditch. You hear the stern voice of an elderly man, but you're so weak you can't even turn your head to look in his direction.
The wound looks nasty. Who did this to him?
Demons, Prelate. We found him barely alive outside the walls of Canabris.
The walls, you say? Enemy doesn't usually stray so close to the city. Must fortify the defenses. And you, hold fast. Don't die. We'll see you right.
Oh, thank you.
We'll get you patched up now. But first, you there, guard. Take his weapons. Bearing arms is not permitted during the festival. Wounded or not, everyone must abide by the rules. He can get his things back after the festival.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen.
O Inheritor, leader of our troops, the sharpened edge of our blades and the unyielding strength of our armor, Iomade, I beseech you, grant your mercy. Heal his wounds.
I won't give up that easily.
Hear, hear! That's the Crusader spirit. My powers are not enough here. Someone call for Terendelev. You there! Yes, you! Stop dithering and gawping and make yourself useful. Go and get Terendelev.
Prelate, surely there is somebody else here better suited to running errands.
I'll get her! Terendelev! Has anyone seen Terendelev?
So this character, I don't necessarily hate her from what I've played so far, but she's a little too eager and overly optimistic, I guess is the phrase I want to say. I wish I think it's more the voice actress than it is the character themselves. I just wish the voice actress toned it down just a little bit. They're not terrible, but yeah, there's just a little too much exuberance or energy. But it may just because of who the character is.
Be quick about it before it's too late. Now, who are you? I don't remember seeing you before, and I have an excellent memory for faces.
Well, I would assume you would know a half-orc when you saw one. I'm Garvey Loken.
That's the first I've heard of that name. Who are you, then? What's your business in the city?
Well, right now, currently trying to stay alive.
My dear prelate, please, for the sake of the festivities, stop interrogating this poor man. He has been through enough already. Go on. I'll take care of him.
All right, as you wish. You are our protector, and a dragon at that. So I shall defer to your wisdom. But be on your guard. I've been informed he was wounded near Canabris. That means the demons are prowling just outside the walls, and the city is crawling with their spies. Others may be able to relax on this holiday, but not you or I. Not the defenders of this city.
Pry loose the grudging grip of pain. Cast off the veil of suffering flesh. Let light and life go forth in triumph to repel the skulking shade of death. There.
Thank you for helping me.
Accept your thanks. But my work is not yet done.
Who are you?
My name is Terendelev. I am the protector of the city.
Are you really a dragon?
You don't believe me? Perhaps I should retake my true form and engulf this square with my ice breath to win your trust.
I'd rather he didn't.
Pay no mind to my current guise. I appear this way when I walk among the people. I would hamper the festivities if I tried to attend in my true form.
What happened to me?
I do not know yet, and that troubles me. I am not entirely sure what the demons did to you. This wound is no ordinary injury, and it was inflicted by no ordinary weapon. I have rid you of your pain and restored your strength, but only time will allow you to heal fully.
Can I go?
Certainly, but be careful. I have managed to get you back on your feet, but I have not healed you fully.
Well, why not?
Alas, sooner or
Lazy.
later, your pain will return.
Well, that's not great to hear.
But do not be discouraged. You will recover, I promise you that. Tomorrow, come to the cathedral and say that you are expected by Terendelev, Protector of Canabris. We will find a way to help you. But for now, put this out of your mind and enjoy the festival. They are all too rare in this time of war, and merriment is one of the best medicines.
Alright, Canabris is a city poised on the border between two worlds. On one side, the ordinary world. Nope, that's too quick. Alright. So, spot where you want your character to move. Ba, 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 ba. Yeah, I don't think I really need that. I've done... Okay. Well, now he just is hiding over here. I've done enough of these for basic understanding of how the camera works. Now, J for journal. Yeah, here we go. Canabris is a city poised on the border between two worlds. On one side, the ordinary world inhabited by ordinary people, and on the other, the world where the demon's foothold on Galarian. Heroes from across the world flock to Canabris to aid the Crusader cause. The protracted war offers little cause for celebration, but today is the anniversary of the city's founding. For today, the city's main square has been cleared of marching troops and given over to performers and carnival games. The townsfolk deserve the chance to forget about the bloodshed, if only for a day. So, we gotta sample the special festival drink, throw a dart at the target, hit the mannequin. So I know this is part here. Left aim, left. Aim further to the left. Bullseye. Oh, what about at 100 paces? Can you do it? I don't know about that. Alright, so now we gotta try the festival drink. Now, I know I mentioned earlier, like, you know, you can only get so much from the camera view, but, you know, that gets you pretty close. But it's not ideal for, you know, when you're trying to do this more tactically. Like I said, some games have been doing this, like Solasta is another one that I'm trying to get more experience in. Like it as well. It's got some quirks with it that I don't like. Primarily just the graphics are good and bad at the same time. But does that thing, like I said, Baldur's Gate 3 does, where it kind of goes more into that cinematic camera. I didn't get so you don't even get a chance to do all three? I haven't been able to do all three activities yet.
Crusader gods, behold Iomade, you poor imposter. Your city will fall.
Well, looks like the festival's all done.
Followers will feed my hunger.
What I do like too is that you do not need to play Kingmaker to play this. Now I know some characters I think from Kingmaker do appear, however, it doesn't do much to impact the story. Now yeah, this is, okay, now I said like about cinematic. This does get a little bit more cinematic for epic moments such as this. It's pretty gruesome right there.
Blimey! One minute we had a dragon, the next, bam, she was
gone.
gone. What are you gonna do? Fight or flee? If fleeing's your plan, let me help you out. I've got a scroll here with a good protective spell.
I've seen you somewhere
Yeah,
before.
you have. You owe me your life. I'm the one who found you outside the walls and brought you inside to be healed. I see they patched you up. Good thing they did it before the attack, or else you'd have been done for.
Who is Discari?
You must have got a good drubbing round the head, brother. Discari's a demon lord, the most fearsome enemy of all crusaders and all living things, come to think of it.
What's the situation in the city?
Who knows? Everything's on fire, crashing down around our ears. The place is crawling with demons. Looks like a whole army attacked the city. We're sitting ducks.
Care to lend me a weapon? I'll try to fight the demons.
Sure thing. Here, take this. Best crossbow I've got. The person who made it said it could pierce the hide of a demon lord even.
Well, we'll see about that.
Good luck! Try not to get eaten now!
The halfling's words are drowned out by a terrible rumbling and the restless rustling of countless tiny wheels. Alright, so we got a weapon, so we're gonna get into some combat here, I think. Oh, actually, no, we're not getting into combat just yet. We managed to land a hit here on Discari.
A mortal gnat snaps its jaws at the Lord of Locusts.
I do like the art style and the character design, so I gotta say that. I know I've harped a little bit on the camera angles and stuff, but I think they've done a really good job with, like, the aesthetic of the world that they're going for. Of course, this is the first time in, you know, trying to do a playthrough of this that I have picked a non-human character, so it's interesting to see now an orc character model.
The silver dragon, Terendelev, the defender of Canabris, fell in battle. Hardly surprising, as she had to fight the demon lord Discari himself. He willed the land to part and swallow all who dared to stand in his way. But the war was still far from over.
Alright, we gotta find other survivors. Now, I would say that person did not survive. There we go. Thela survived. There you go.
Oh, holy mother of...
A small woman with messy brown hair winces in pain, uttering a stream of curses through clenched teeth. She is pinned to the ground by a couple of weighty boulders.
Hey, stay with me. You actually got pretty lucky. You fell down into a black hole. But at least you're not on your own. You've got a great companion. Everything's going to be just fine. Tell me something. Can you feel your legs?
I feel them all right. When say no to a little less feeling in them. My ankle's killing me, but my back seems to still be in one piece. My head, too.
That's all that matters. Now, we're going to... Hey! Fancy meeting you down here. You're the one that Terendelev healed today, right? You aren't injured, are you? Will you help me get her out from under the boulders?
We're gonna do athletics. Hold on, we're going to get you out from under there. Let's see if I pass this check. Probably not. Oh, it looks like we did pass it. Nope, failed it. You have to work hard to get that wounded woman out from under the rubble at last. Tonight, stops to catch her breath and wipe the sweat from her brow.
Damn it all. I think it's broken. Oh well, I've had worse. I'll just make myself a splint out of something. Thanks for the help. I wouldn't have lasted long on my own stuck under there. I'm Anevia Tirabade, of the Eagle Watch. I was overseeing security at the festival square. I thought maybe spies or demon worshippers might have something nasty planned. What actually happened, though, now that I did not see coming. I don't think anyone could have been prepared for that.
Well, I'm Sela, paladin by the grace of Iomade. I crossed the whole continent to come to Mendev and fight demons. And well, I've been fighting for a while now. I don't even want to think what might be happening up there in the city. Canabres has lost the protection of Terendelev, and of the Wardstone too, looks like. It's a relic without equal. It was placed here personally by Iomede's herald with the goddess's blessing. I really wanted to go see it, to pray before it. But there's no point worrying about a stone when there are people dying in the streets.
Yeah, things are looking grim enough, but don't lose heart. Wardstone or no, dragon or no, Canabres will never give in. Simple as. Well, we've introduced ourselves. What about you?
My name is Garvey Loken.
Good to meet you. Now, tell us all about yourself.
Whoa, girl. Slow down. Exchanging names is enough for now. We don't have time to be swapping life stories. We need to find a way out of here.
We do.
Now then, I'll hobble my way out of here somehow. The city ain't far, only 30 paces or so. That's if you're going straight up, of course. I'm afraid we're gonna have to go the long way round.
So why say it's only 30 paces away?
To summarize, there are 3 of us with 5 working legs, 3 pairs of decent hands, 2 clear heads, and 1 made of wood. That's mine. Underground monsters beware! Anevia, you stay behind us. You're in no fit state to fight. If we do come up against anything, the 2 of us will try to manage on our own first. Well, onward! May the good deities lead us back to the open sky soon.
Alright, so just based on my schedule here, I'm going to go a little bit further, and then we're going to find the underground dwellers. Once we finish talking to them, we're going to stop there, and that'll be the end of this first part. Just as a heads up. Oop. That's the one thing also. We're going to collect all of that. Now, I'm going to go to inventory. So, I cannot equip this. Alright. I can, however, equip this. And it can be equipped secondary hand. No. There. Okay. Now I can add a cloak. Looks kind of weird with this style, but so wait. Okay, longsword 1 to 8. 1 to 8 cold iron. Okay, so that's good. Now we're gonna go ahead and set the crossbow here and torch here, and okay. So what's her armor? Bandamail 7 armor class. Yeah, she doesn't need that. All right, she should be good. All right. See, that's the other thing you got to be careful about is you got to be checking your Rendilev's scale. Restore life to a deceased party member. Oh, yeah, that's good. I don't need to read any more.
I will help where I can.
Why are you... Oh. I don't know why you're...
All this waiting bores me.
Yeah, I don't know why the party split there. It may have been when I was looking at the inventory.
Who's there?
The fine apparel of this young half-elf woman is torn and stained with blood, dust, and dirt. However, she holds herself with such dignity that you would be forgiven for thinking you were at a high society party and not in the dank catacombs under the city. Her fingers grip her rapier hilt with confidence, ready to draw it at a moment's notice. At her feet lies a dead body, so mutilated that at first glance it's hard to tell if it's animal or human.
Relax, friend. We're not demons or cultists. Don't poke my eye out with that thing, all right? We fell down here during the attack. I'm Sela, that's Anevia, and this is our new friend. We're looking for a way back to the surface.
Really? I'm so ever glad to hear it. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Camellia. I was also in the square when... I can scarcely believe it. How did all those demons get into the city? I thought, naively it now seems, that the Wardstone protected us from attack. And Terendelev, I can't wrap my head around it.
What happened to this poor man? Who is...
I don't know. He must have been in the square when disaster struck. I tried to revive him, but he was already dead, sadly.
He didn't get these wounds from the fall. Be on your guard. Whatever killed him likely hasn't gone far.
Hang on. I think I know him. His name's Aravashniel, the egghead from the library. He was a good lad, even if he was kind of stuck up. May his soul rest in peace.
Not many could withstand a strike from the Demon Lord, not even Terendelev.
I can't argue with that. We're fortunate to be alive, albeit underground.
Discari himself has come to Canabras. There's no mistaking that ugly mug. Terendelev tried to fight him, but what could she do against a near deity? Even the Wardstone was no help. Our city used to be protected by powerful forces, but now...
We've seen how powerless they truly are. Henceforth, we shall have no one but ourselves to rely on, I suppose.
Tell me more about yourself.
Who am I? Just an ordinary citizen who decided to take a stroll through the square on the day of the festival. But that's not what you wish to know, is it? You most likely wish to know whether I'll be a burden should you ask me to join your group. No need to worry about that. I can assure you that I am skilled with a rapier, and I also possess some knowledge of magic.
She touches the polished snake skull amulet that hangs around her neck. Do you want to join us?
Certainly. Survivors should stick together. It's only sensible. Who knows what else could be prowling about in these caves?
We need to keep moving. There must be a way back to the surface somewhere around here.
That's right. It would be the height of foolishness to survive a demon attack only to perish under a pile of rubble.
Let's see if this poor bloke has anything useful on him. Not to sound like a heartless brigand or nothing, but we kinda need all the supplies we can get right now.
Alright. There we go, loot. Don't really need the dagger, but... Alright. Proceed through these dank caves. Now we'll get the camera right when I realize which ones. Alright, so this is where I do not do great, necessarily. Although it looks like it's on the one combat mode and not the other. Alright. So it's a little bit better. Let's see. So it looks like I can... Oh wait, Sela can, but I don't know if I can. Oh. No. I don't have any armor on. Why are you telling me Stila? Okay, whatever. Can I equip it? Yes. There we go. Gives me a little bit more armor protection. Another scale of Terendelev.
No one stands in my way.
He is my party leader, so I just want to make sure that that's set, because it looks like Steel is to me. Giant fly. Okay. Well, that was pretty quick. Combat is finished, but we're gonna go... I don't know if this is the way out.
Save the last one for me.
The light! Take you!
I don't necessarily want to keep going this way if this is the way out. I want to check that other section out.
They will break against our resolve. Ha!
Yeah, it is. Okay, so I don't want to go any further just yet.
Move out.
I want to check this other path real quick. there was something to loot. Alright, so we got some bracers, some gold, some cure light wounds, and a scroll of influence. So, what do we got currently? Bracers of armor +1. These bracers grant the wearer a +1 bonus to AC and a +1 bonus to reflex will fortitude saving throws. Alright, so... let's give them to her. Oh, no. We're not giving them to you. I'm gonna give them to her. Man, non-stacking bonuses too? Well. Oh well. I know the bracers I've got on are better. At least I assume they're better. Like I said, I'm not the best at these games. I just typically go, okay, this has more bonuses, these have higher numbers, and that's what I go with. So that's what you can expect from future episodes of this Let's Play.
No, I can't just walk away. It's got to be here somewhere.
You struggle to make out the man's features in the gloom. As soon as he steps into the circle of light, however, you realize that you have never encountered a creature like this before. The stranger looks like the work of a vivisectionist who attempted to stitch together a lizard and a man.
Wendwalk!
The man notices you and freezes, the curling horn protruding from his head casts a malevolent shadow on the cave wall.
Lan, did you find it? Who is that?
The woman looks just as strange as her companion, like a cross between a cat and a spider. When she catches sight of you, she immediately drops into a fighting stance. Her movements reveal the lethal grace of a wild predator.
The do-gooders here to save our mongrel souls, no doubt. Wait, they might know what's going on up there.
Demons are laying waste to Canabras.
If things are as bad as you say, then we all have to hurry.
You didn't come from the direction of the shield maze. Damn it. I couldn't care less about what's happening on the surface, but the maze...
I realize that you guys have your own troubles, but we need to be in Canabras. People are dying up there. Please, show us the way out.
Who are you, tieflings?
Tieflings are the descendants of people who sullied themselves by mating with demons. Our ancestors would never sink that low. We are the Underground Crusaders, the children of the Crusades' finest.
Sadly, Underground Crusaders is a bit of a mouthful, so people usually just call us mongrels.
You just love repeating that, don't you, Lan? Mongrels. That's what the Uplanders call us. But we call ourselves Neathers.
No matter what you call us, it's not gonna stop our horns, hooves, or tails from growing.
Never heard of Underground Crusaders before.
In Canabras, they're called mongrels. People say that they come up to the surface at night and eat anyone foolish enough to wander alone after midnight. To tell you the truth, I thought you guys were just a tale to tell kids at night.
That's human gratitude for you. Our forefathers suffered the consequences of demonic corruption, all to protect Mendev and Golarion. And for what? So we could become monsters used to frighten children.
Every mongrel has their own take on it. Our chief, for example, thinks of us as something like a reserve military force. He thinks we're standing by until the moment we're needed, and when we emerge on the surface and save the day, all the people will see how good we are, and they'll love us for it. Yeah, he leaves that last part out when he talks about it, of course, but it's easy enough to read between the lines.
What is this place?
This is the hall where we remember the glory of our forebears. Sorry about the mess. It doesn't usually look like this, trust me. Sometimes we even wipe the dust off the exhibits.
This is where the relics of the first Crusaders are displayed. Our lives are short. Our glories are quickly forgotten. But this place helps us to remember that we are just as worthy as anyone else. And that our lives are not lived in vain.
The first Crusaders? You've been down here that long? That's crazy.
What are you doing here?
That's none of your
We're looking for a holy sword. It was here, in the center, sticking out of a rock. The sooner we find it, the better. Some kids from our tribe took off for the shield maze. They figured it had collapsed, and now it's their time to go up to the surface, like all the legends foretold. Except they don't have a clue what's waiting for them up there. They're not fighters. And Saul, the chief of our tribe, is dead set against it. He says that now isn't the time for the underground crusaders to take up arms. If we get the holy sword, we might be able to change the chief's mind.
It's a fool's errand. None of us will be able to hold the sword, let alone use it to save anyone. It's not an ordinary weapon. It's made from righteous heavenly flame, and will burn anyone who touches it. Do you think you're special, Lan?
I'll pick it up with my teeth and tie it to my hand if I have to.
I wouldn't recommend
It doesn't
that.
matter. An angel's sword and a troop of stalwart mongrels will be able to work a minor miracle. Speaking of which, you're still here, Wendu, which means that deep down, you know it's possible.
Let's see. Maze. Does it really lead to the surface?
Yes. There are other ways up, but they are far from here. And after the earthquakes, there's a good chance they've collapsed. But the maze... There's a legend among our people that when the walls of the maze fall, that will be a signal for us, the underground crusaders, that the time has come to go up to the surface and fight the demons in the final confrontation. Until then, the people say the maze is shielding us from taking rash actions. I'm the only one in our whole tribe to have been in the maze. And even I don't know if it's true. But the further I went in the maze, the fresher the air became. That means that it really must lead to the surface.
When the ceiling and walls started shaking, the young ones in our tribe lost their heads. They figured the maze was going to collapse, so it was time to go up to the surface. They grabbed whatever weapons were on hand and ran off toward the maze. They think the maze is no longer a danger to them. They've been listening to Wendwog too much.
Don't try to blame this on me. Yes, I told them that our people are capable of making our way through the maze. In the future. But I always told them to wait until I had made a map of all the maze's dangers. I warned them 100 times. But it was no use. My words just went in one ear and out the other.
Alright, well, I'm skipping some of this here just because of my time, but we will find the sword faster if we work together. I'll help you.
Thanks. An extra pair of eyes can only help. The sword will be easy enough to spot. It looks, swordy.
Well, that's very
Help
apt.
us, and in return, we'll get you out of here.
Now we're talking. Let's get to work. It's a good thing we all bumped into each other, isn't it?
What, you want to find the sword quickly so the underground monsters bring you back to the surface? So be it.
Alright, folks. Well, that's going to do it for this part of our playthrough. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying it. I know the last little bit there was a little quiet from me, but because it was more conversation heavy from the NPCs. But yeah, if you guys like this or want to see more of this, leave a comment, like, subscribe, and we will talk to you guys next time.